Ludwig Mies van der Rohe.
German architect, precursor of minimalism and pillar of the modern movement. Through his works, his mastery in the use of steel and glass in construction is manifested. We discovered that his principles are based on the subtle handling of pure forms, modulation, and proportions within architecture. Paradigm work of 20th century architecture. The project presents a composition of magnificent simplicity that housed the building of the German delegation at the 1929 Barcelona International Exposition. The building, smaller than a single-family house, explores open-plan concepts and the continuity of spaces. The main objective of the property would be to capture the postulates of the then nascent modern movement, as well as the use of new materials and construction techniques. The program is distributed through 3 well-defined areas. A reception patio, where the access is located and contains a water surface level with the floor. The build nucleus, delimited by the planes of the walls, covered with various materials, where control of the views is maintained through the management of opacities, transparencies and voids. And the backyard, enclosed by walls, and with the presence of another water mirror, on which stands the famous Albus statue by Georg Kolb. The project is located on a very steep slope, and presents an architectural program distributed in 3 levels. The access, oriented towards the street, is made through the upper level of the house, which also contains the garages and rooms. The remaining floors are sunk into the terrain to suit the topography. The lower level houses service spaces and functions as a base in the composition of the rear facade. The intermediate level is made up of the social area of the project. The Villa Tugendhat provides a combination of the use of the open plan with more restricted spaces within a domestic use. The house is located amidst meadows and large trees, bordering the Fox River, in Plano, Illinois, USA. The project is organized from 2 rectangular platforms, which rise from the ground level due to the constant overflows of the Fox River. The first of them, which is accessed through 4 linear steps, lacks walls and a roof, and acts as a terrace. It is displaced from the ground by 4 steel columns. From there, another 5 steps identical to the previous ones facilitate access to the second platform, located 1.5 meters from the ground, and which supports the house itself by means of 8 steel columns. Inside, a central wooden core, which contains the sanitary facilities, organizes the spaces around it. The program is complemented by a kitchen, 2 bedrooms in the living room. The house completely lacks walls, which have been replaced by floor-to-ceiling glass screens. Only some curtains, if they are drawn, would prevent the view of the interior. The project is made up of 2 glass and steel towers, being a paradigm work that clearly reflects the international style. The 2 towers, with a rectangular base, run perpendicular to each other. Both have imposing views over Lake Michigan. The ground floor in both, being partly free from the land, grants a relationship with the public space. The towers, identical in their volumetric conception, rise from the ground by means of black steel columns inscribed within a grid. The steel fulfills the function of a visible structure and an articulating element, while the glass is used to fill the free spaces on the facades, keeping all the faces of the towers the same, without favoring orientations or visuals. This project is within one of 20 buildings designed by van der Rohe for the Illinois Institute of Technology. It is the centerpiece of a master plan for the campus, which has a total area of 50 hectares. The Crown Hall is located almost in the center of the campus, and it houses the architecture school. The four free faces of the building allow the entry of light and the use of the views. The industrial simplicity characterizes the composition of the project, clearly exposed in its steel frames. The building is configured as a free space contained in a rectangular plan on 2 levels. It is oriented from north to south, and the main access is located on the south facade. On the main floor, the space is arranged to be totally flexible in its use, presenting few mobile divisions. The rest of the program is distributed in a semi-buried level where the offices, rooms and services are located. The glass facades create an open environment, giving the user the feeling of being working in an outdoor park, with a view of the Chicago skyscrapers. It is an office tower designed by the German architect, in collaboration with Philip Johnson. It consists of 39 floors, with a total height of 157 meters. The building's footprint occupies only a part of the property, with the intention of moving it away from the edge of the street, thus creating an open plaza of great activity, framed by 2 large water mirrors and outdoor seating. The horizontal plane of the square extends through the access threshold to the lobby on the ground floor, creating a connection between the interior and the exterior. The facade is characterized by vertical structural elements that run the full height to give support and hold to the sliding windows, which look in black-coated bronze. The interiors, on the other hand, reflect the purity of each floor in an absolute white, divided by its characteristic black profiles. The project is solved by means of an open plan, achieving a space where the play of proportions is perfect. The building has a rectangular floor plan, 52 meters long and 27 meters wide, and 8 meters high, distributed over 2 floors. The first level is transparent and is organized through a perimeter gallery around the central glass core. The ground floor is a large open foyer with 2 symmetrical staircases leading to the upper level. Around the glazed space there is a semi-covered perimeter gallery. On the upper floor, a gallery surrounds the double-height hall. The administrative offices and meeting rooms are located here, separated by mobile panels. The facades are modulated by means of a substructure of double T profiles, which divide each module into 5 smaller panels of vertical proportions. The project moves away from the closed building, made up of many thematic rooms, to generate a large free, glazed, permeable and versatile space. Mainly 20th century art is exhibited, with particular emphasis on Bauhaus works, Expressionism, Cubism, and Surrealism. The building is presented as a steel and glass box that rises on a stone plinth, generated by the difference in levels of the street. It is a rigorously geometric steel structure, where the module governs the entire building as an ordering principle, from its general scale to the smallest detail. It is distributed in 2 exhibition floors, a buried floor that forms the plinth, and a high floor that constitutes the transparent, totally free pavilion, which is supported by 8 columns, leaving the 4 corners free. A strict separation between the surrounding structure and the defining elements of the space is made clear here, since the enclosure is removed from the limit of the roof and the line of columns, creating a gallery around the pavilion. Mies van der Rohe. Paradigm of purity, purity manifested in a tectonic immateriality, praised by some and criticized by many others. What do you think of the work of this great architect? Any work that you would like us to analyze in depth? We would love to hear your opinion. We also invite you to subscribe to the channel and help us share the video. For your attention, thank you very much. See you next time.